Hello everyone, welcome to another TLDR video. Today we are going to be talking about Congo. So this book was written by Michael Crichton. So the book starts off with the Earth Resources Technology something. It's ERTS is what it's referred to mostly in the book. They are a company that is hired out by different other countries to find specific resources and kind of sell them off. So they're this huge company. They sent a team to Africa to go find some blue diamonds. And when they were there, they were attacked, and the video feed showed to Karen Ross, the person that was in charge of the operation back on stateside, and she saw this type of thing that they were attacked by, and she goes and tries to figure out what it is. They want to resend another team to Africa to complete their goal to find the blue diamonds, and she decides that she wants to go personally to find out what's wrong, what happened. They have like all the state-of-the-art technology. They use satellites, they use all the computer planning, everything. She starts to figure it out. She's trying to find what exactly attacked her team. She's looking, she's finding like, okay, there's something wrong. This is something we are not used to. So to try and figure out what this thing is, she contacts Peter Elliott, I think is his name. Yeah, Peter Elliott Peter. I get them confused because they're two first names. He's a primatologist. He's working in California at one of the universities for Project Amy. Amy is a gorilla that was bought by the college, and they are teaching her signs, trying to learn more about communication with her, everything.
Amy, pretty, ugly woman.
Oh, really? The gorilla. She gets jealous.
She's there. She's pretty much like a teenager at this point in her stage of development, and he's trying to get funding. He's trying to figure out what's going on. They're figuring out that they're probably going to be closed off pretty soon if they can't get this funding. He meets Karen, and they decide that, well, she decides she's going to go to Africa, and then he decides that he wants to take Amy to Africa. Worst case scenario, he's just going to let her go in Africa. So Karen's like, all right, cool. I can use you as a cover. So she's like, yeah, sure. Let's all go to Africa. They go to Africa and meet up with Monroe, who's a mercenary, who's going to smuggle them into the certain country they need to go to get to the last known coordinates of her team, which is also in this full-blown war right now. And locals are rioting, everything gets a mess, nobody can get in or out, so they're going to use Monroe to smuggle themselves in. And the way they smuggle themselves in is they go into an airplane and they drug Amy, because Amy is not having fun. Amy does not enjoy planes. And they drug her, knock her out, and they each all jump out of a plane close to the base of this volcano in Africa, where getting them kind of close to the coordinates, but it'd still be a few days walk. So them and their team, their cargo, they drop in that part of Africa. They start heading towards the last known coordinates. Every time they make camp, you get a little bit more about all of their background stories and what's going on within the region. They start moving forward. They find one of the team that was previously sent by, I think it's ERTS, and they find him in a pygmy camp, and he's there. They're like, he's fine. He's a little catatonic, but he's okay. He hasn't spoken. And once he smells the gorilla smell off of Peter, he starts to freak out and dies of fright.
See?
And they're not really sure what's going on with that. They're still trying to figure out the animal that was there, because Peter's like, obviously this is not a gorilla. This is not a gorilla. This is not known to anything, but all the signs are pointing to, yes, it's kind of a gorilla. And they continue towards the coordinates. The coordinates lead to a lost city of Zinj, which had diamond mines, and there's myths about it. There's some things, but nobody could ever find it. So they're going to this they're going towards that lost city. They finally get there, and then they find the wreckage of the camp, and they're attacked at night by these same creatures that attacked the first camp. Firsthand, they get to see that they are gray gorillas, which Peter's like, they don't exist, but they obviously do, and they're picking off members of the team. They're fully attacking. That uses all of their firepower to get them backing away. During the day, they go into the lost city of Zinj and find out that it was a civilization built around the diamond mines at the base of the volcano. And to protect their diamond mines and their civilization, they bred these creatures. They used selective breeding. I can say words. They used selective breeding and bred guard apes that protected the mines, and they were kept in their own little buildings and everything, and there was like a whole system for it. And for some reason or another, when the city collapsed, the gorillas were still there. The gorillas were still there, and they're still protecting the diamond mines. So anybody who gets close to those diamond mines gets attacked and killed by the gorillas. So they're there. There's hundreds of them, if not thousands of the gorillas, because they've been there. They're still doing what they were bred for, and they figure out, okay, that's what it is. So on the second night when they're attacked by them, they're almost killed by them, and the gorillas are super smart. They're learning from their previous experiences with dealing with humans and any type of thing of how to better attack them. They're able to escape because the volcano starts erupting, and the volcano starts erupting. There's lava, things are blowing, and they're just running as far away as they can. And they're going, they get out of their perceived territories for these gorillas, and they just keep running. They run and they find the crash landing of their plane that they originally jumped out of, and are able to build components to make a hot air balloon to escape, because there's cannibalistic tribes that are also attacking them once they came out of the jungle. And so they're able to get in this hot air balloon. They're safe, everything's fine. They see the volcano, the lava going through, and they are able to get to more safety, to get to I believe a bordering country, so they are able to escape that way. And then at the end, it tells us the whole little story of everyone. Peter moves his whole research group to Africa with Amy, and she joins I think it's a pod. Is that what it's called? A pod of gorillas. She joins a pod of gorillas. She grows up there. She ends up having a baby, and then slowly she stops meeting with Peter, but he still does his research on gorillas. Karen quits the company that she was working for, starts working for a geological research facility, not a company, a facility that is working with the government, and she in the States, and she moves to this remote area to work on that, and ends up getting married and kind of lives happily ever after. Monroe gets his whole ending. He didn't get a happily ever after. He was arrested for arms dealing. While he was arrested for arms dealing, he was also had an assassination attempt. Then he escaped, and then he did this whole, it was like a whole robbery and everything. It was a one paragraph telling all of the craziness he went to. And they're saying he's still alive somewhere in Africa. And they did find the blue diamonds that they were originally looking for, but Karen gives the little amount that she had to the company as was required, and that's kind of how it ends. Michael Crichton wrote this book, and it has a lot of scientific explanations inside the book. It gives you the whole backstory on Africa and cannibalism going into the African tribes, gives you a lot of information on the blue diamonds and the technology at the time and the projected technology of where these different raw materials could advance that, which is a large chunk of the book while you're following this team from the very beginning in the States all the way to Africa, and then the craziness that happens there. And that is, it's very packed with information, which I really enjoyed. I learned a lot reading this book, and it has all of the references at the back of where you can find out more information, and I thought that was really neat. But is it a tote or no? I rated this book a 5 out of 5. I really enjoyed the characters. I really got sucked into this book. This book didn't take me that long to read because I just couldn't put it down. And it is a movie. It was made into a movie. The movie differs, like all movies do, from books, and it's one of my favorite movies that I'll enjoy watching. And this book does way better than the movie of explaining everything that's going on, explaining things that are in the background, why things are happening. And I really enjoyed that the book made Karen not as, I don't want to say, not as sentimental about it. Like, she was very resource oriented. She was not as caring of the people, I guess. Like, she was analytical about the way she approached things. In the movie, Karen is the only reason that she is paying attention to this whole team in Africa was because that was where her fiance was. And at the very end, she's like, tell me you didn't send me there for diamonds. Tell me that. While she's yelling at the big boss back in the States. In this one, she's like, no, we have a contract. This is my first team that's being sent out to this area. I lost them. This makes me look bad and weak, and I'm the youngest person here, so I need to make sure that this doesn't happen again. I need to figure out what's going on. And she's just very scientific on why she's doing the things that she does, which is really enjoyable. I think she was a great character, and we learned so much about these different characters in here. It was great. So it is a definite totes. If you want a more in-depth review in the book, you can check out the video in the description, and if the link is not there, that's because I haven't done it yet. We're getting to the point where these TLDRs are not coming out, but these TLDRs are outnumber the amount of the video reviews that I'm going to do for the individual books. But please check out the description. If it's there, it'll be there. If not, then make sure you have those notifications, like, subscribe, all of those things, and you'll be able to see it when it comes out, or just come back and check the description, check out the channel. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope you guys have an amazing day, night, afternoon, whatever it is, where you are, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.